friends, welcome back to the halls of Curious University, better known as Curious U. I'm Miss Tracy.
And I'm Miss Katie Jane.
This week, we're going to be talking about some very big cats. And now it's time for lions and tigers and facts. Oh my! Known colloquially as the king of the jungle, lions do not actually live in jungles. Instead, their primary habitats consist of Africa's grasslands and plains. That's a fact!
Lions are the most social of the big cats. They live together in large groups known as prides. The size of a pride can range from 15 to 40 members.
That's a fact.
The lion has the longest larynx of the big cats, which means it has the loudest roar. That's a fact!
No two tigers have the same stripes. Like human fingerprints, their stripe patterns are unique to each individual. Stripes range in color from light brown to black and are not symmetrical on both sides of the tiger.
That's a fact.
The tiger is the largest of the big cats, especially the Siberian tiger. It can be 800 pounds and 11 feet long. Now that is a fact.
The U.S. captive tiger population exceeds the approximately 3,200 wild tigers in the world.
That's a fact.
This week's story is based on the newest book in the Elephant and Piggy-like reading series, What About Worms by Ryan T. Higgins. It is all about a tiger who is big and brave and not scared of anything except maybe something small and wiggly. What do you think it is? Let's find out.
I am a tiger. I am big. I am strong. I am not scared of anything except worms. Worms are slimy. Worms like to wiggle. And you cannot tell their tops from their bottoms. Oh, look! Flowers. I love flowers. Wait a minute. Flowers are in dirt. Worms love dirt. There is dirt. There could be worms in these flowers. Ah! Whew. That was a close one. Oh, look! An apple! I love apples. Wait a minute. Worms love apples. What if there are worms in my apple? Oh! 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 Oh no. Now I have no flowers and no apples. Worms ruin everything. Thanks a lot, worms! Oh! Look! Oh, look! Oh, is it worms? No, it's not worms. It is a book. You can learn so much from books. I love books. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Is this book about worms? Ah!
Was that a tiger?
I am afraid of tigers.
Me too. Tigers are furry.
Tigers like to walk.
And you can tell their tops from their bottoms. Oh, look! The tiger left us some dirt.
Worms love dirt.
Oh, look! The tiger left an apple.
Worms love apples.
Oh, look! The tiger left a book.
Worms love books.
And it's a book about worms.
Worms love worms.
Oh no, this is not a
Should we read it?
I don't know.
We are afraid of tigers,
We are.
but we love books.
We do.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Or the top. It doesn't matter.
Let's try to read it.
Oh, wow. I did not know that tigers are so big.
I did not know tigers are so brave.
I did not know that tigers are so not afraid of anything.
We learned so much, and now
Worms love tigers! That nice tiger left us dirt, an apple, and a book.
let's give that nice tiger a thank you worm hug.
Worm hug! Worm hug! Worm hug! Worm hug! Worm hug! Worm hug! In this week's hands-on STEAM activity, Miss Katie Jane is going to be using a technique called blow painting to make a lion's mane. Did you guys know that only male lions have manes? And also, here's another fun fact. The darker the mane, the healthier the lion. Now, let's catch up with Miss Katie Jane and make our very own lion's mane.
All right, guys, so here's what you're going to need to make your blow painting of a lion's mane. You're going to need a piece of paper. I've chosen to use a yellow piece of paper. You're going to need a marker for drawing your lion face on at the end. You are going to need brown paint, since Miss Tracy just told us that the darker the lion mane, the healthier the lion. So we're going to use a nice dark brown paint. But to make the paint, make sure that it moves well on the paper. We're also going to need to add a little bit of water. So make sure you have some water handy to mix in. I like to mix my paint on a plastic plate because that way it doesn't soak into like a paper plate. So it's a little less messy for me here. And then I'm going to need something to stir up my paint and water together. And of course, for blow painting, I'm going to need a straw, and I'm going to need the air inside my own lungs. Now, very important thing about this technique is, can you blow through the straw standing this far away from the paper? No, that will never work. So remember, when you're blowing, that you're going to want to get down very close to the paper, okay? Let's do it.
All right, now let's start by making a circle so that we know kind of where his head's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a couple ears too. That way I can maybe drop the paint spots away from the face and ears. All right, you can see I've already mixed up my paint and water, and I've spread it all over the plate. You could also mix the paint and water in like a squeezy bottle, and then you could just do little drops of paint. But I'm going to, and since I don't have a squeezy bottle, I'm going to drip paint. Let's see. Droop, 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 droop. All right, let's start there. I've just put a few drops of paint at the top. Now I'm going to get my straw, and remember, I'm going to get low to the paper. Do you see how it's starting to move out? Now, if I want a bigger mane, I'm going to need more paint. Boop, 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 boop. All right now, does that look like a mane? No, that looks like a flat top or a mohawk. So I better start doing some on the sides. This time I'm going to do bigger blobs of paint. The first ones I did, they were really small. Let's see if it makes a difference. Do you think it made a difference? Me too. So that may be the secret. You don't have to work so hard if you have bigger blobs of paint to start with. So like a little one like that, that's no good. You need something big and bold. All right, let's see how this works. Whoa, that part really got big. Oh, our mane is really coming along. I see a bald spot though right here, don't you? Yeah, so let's get some paint drops there. And all right, now my mane goes all the way around, but maybe we want our line to have a bigger mane. Once you've gone all the way around, do you think you could put more paint? Well, of course. You could go back. The more paint you use, the longer you will have to let it dry before you move your paper. So you do have to keep that in mind. I'm going to put some more paint there and see if I can make my lion's mane bigger. All right, that looks a lot bigger. Would my lion mane have to be made with just one color of paint? No. So what if you wanted to use a couple different colors that would look like a lion's mane? Some people, when they draw lions, they use brown, like I'm using. But what are some other colors? Yeah, orange, red, a darker yellow, maybe like a gold color. Uh-oh, I need to go around to the other side to get at the right angle to blow more down here. All right, I'm pretty happy with that lion mane. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to be done with that straw. But of course, you could go through and blow it so that the paint went right up to the edge of your face. You could also not even draw that face ahead of time. You could just do the dots around and then just add the facial features later. So what is this lion missing to make it have a face? Yep, I always like to start with the nose and then the mouth and the whiskers. Because lions are cats, and cats have whiskers. And then, of course, we need some eyes. Now, is this lion going to be smiling or roaring? So let's make his open mouth. Yeah, his open mouth. And I'm going to put a little speech bubble. Have you ever seen that before in a book? Yes, comic books and graphic novels, they often have this. Roar! All right, I think that turned out pretty good. And you know what? I bet the one you make will turn out pretty good too. Next week, what do you think we're going to be doing at Curious You? Have you looked ahead? Do you know that next week we're going to try a little kindness? I can't wait to see what that means, and I can't wait to see you next week at Curious University. Until then, bye!
This story time is brought to you by the Hoover Public Library.